What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to show you how to tint the taillights on a Mazda 3. Now if you guys are looking for more exclusive videos, check out my website, ckwraps.com. I'll put a link in the top corner and in the description below for you. There's going to be more exclusive videos on there, 4K, disassembly, that sort of thing, up close and personal, discussion board, all that great stuff. On top of that, we're giving away a $100 gift card for this Wrap of the Month contest. So there was a winner for last month. We're giving away a $100 gift card for this month right here. Also, if you're looking for videos like how to do the vinyl wall racks, I have that on there. So what's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. So today I'm going to show you how to do your vinyl wall rack, okay? Pretty straightforward. What I did was again, I'll put a link in the top corner and in the description below for you. So let's get to these lights. We're going to remove these simply because obviously we can't fix it. It's pulled back already past the edge. I'll bring the camera in so you can actually see this. So if we look right there, we can see the film is actually pulled back from the edge, just too much tension leading to the edge. These are not the most difficult taillights, but they have a bit of a challenge as far as this area goes, right here. And that's about it, actually. The rest is pretty straightforward. The same principle applies for the most part for the rest of the taillight when heating and stretching the film across, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Now the shop who had done this last had some issues on this side particularly with the film failing. The customer told me that they were having some issues with it, so I just said, hey, you know what, I'll do it. I'll do a video on it and show you guys how to do it and get it done, have the customer be happy. Even though it's not really my customer, it doesn't really matter. We're still gonna have them be happy in the end, and it gives me an opportunity to show you guys what to do. So let's do it. Let's remove the film. We're gonna need a bit of heat for that. Let's add that. So as you can see when I heat there, nothing much happens. The film is actually shrinking even more now. So again, it shows me that there's too much tension. Let's get this all off. Seems like it's kind of wet behind it. It's weird. No, there is water behind it. Interesting. I'm not sure why there's water behind it. So I can see water in a couple of areas. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so we're gonna get some masking tape. We're not gonna need much for this. We just need some masking tape, some isopropyl alcohol. We'll give it a clean. This has a recessed area or a beveled edge right here. You can just either bridge this gap or lay the film in, or do it as a separate piece, or leave it completely exposed in the end, so you would have a red outer ring. I'm going to be able to lay the film into the gap, which is going to be another tricky part, but I'm going to do it all in one piece for you guys so you can actually see how to do all that. But yeah, that's the hardest way to do it. You could do it in two pieces, which would be the easiest way to do it, but yes, it has a deep edge right here that runs all the way around the entire light itself. So let's give this a wipe down. Just dry off some of that water. Oops. Let's dry off some of that water here. I'll bring the camera in a moment so you can see everything. Taillight seems a little bit loose, which is kind of weird. All right, well, now I'll spray a little isopropyl alcohol on the cloth. Make sure we get it nice and clean. Now when it comes to tinting lights, we don't really have to wrap around the edges as long as we're alleviating tension and stress. Let's grab some tape here. All right. Mask as close to the edge as possible. This is going to allow us to cut the film on the tape and allow us to actually alleviate all the tension from the edge by lifting the film off the tape. The film will actually shrink off of the tape because the film doesn't want to stick to the tape. The outer surface of the tape actually has a very low energy level. So when it comes to the adhesive side of the film wanting to adhere to it, just doesn't really want to adhere to it. Cool, so that's good. We don't need to tape this side right here. Completely unnecessary. Now I've already got my piece cut. Again, Vvivid Dark Smoke Tint. It's a little bit cool in here. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to bring the camera in, but I'm going to try to lay into this area as much as I possibly can first, and then will stretch out and over afterwards. So now what we want to do is we want to remove the release liner from the actual film. Do not put your hands behind the actual film itself wherever you're going to be laying the film down on the actual light, because you will see fingerprints. And we're going to get this positioned somewhat around here. And then I'm going to actually just use my finger and squeegee the film up into this recess right here. Perfect. I want to have no air in this area. If we have air in this area, it means we're just going to be bridging the gap, and we don't want to do that. You know, as sticky as the film is, it is only so sticky, so we won't be able to, it'll only be able to stretch in so far into certain areas. Now it's very important right here that we actually stick the film to the body of the car here and here. This keeps the film straight and even as we pull and we heat and we stretch. So I want to stick that there. Another important thing here is to make sure that we line up with the entire light. You see my film is sort of on an angle, right? That's because the light curves around. If I put my piece perfectly straight, I would probably not be able to get full coverage, or I would just need a bigger piece. But with the right size piece, we don't need to do that. We can actually, and just angle it properly. As you can see, it's angled right here. So I'm going to remove the release liner. We're going to heat the film, and we're going to stretch it across. So what I want to let it do right now is pre-shrink. You can see it's all moving, it's all going flat. I have one little crease right here. I just want to get that out before I start stretching. Oh, didn't get it out. So let's pull the film back slightly, and let's get it out. Oh, it's still there, so I'm going to heat it up a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to hold the film with my left hand, holding it high. And hand placement here is very important, okay? So I'm going to put my hand sort of more on the top. Let's actually bring the camera out more. That's a better angle there. So I'm going to hold my hand on the top side here. Little tension on it, nothing crazy. We've got to really make sure we pull this film flat and tight across the light. So we're heating it to a point of where it feels nice and pliable. We take it and I'm just going to lean back on it basically. That's it. Keep it flat. That's done. What I want to do now is lock it into the body panel. So I'm going to lock it in right there. On this side over here, I'm going to take my thumb and we're going to get the air out of this area. So we're going to add a bit of heat. And then I'm going to lift it up from the bottom because I have an air bubble in there that I can't seem to get the air out because it's all sealed up right here. Good. Over here, we're going to take this area, I'm going to pull it back slightly, balance out some of this wrinkle or extra material I had right there. I'm going to take it and we're just going to stretch it very slightly to the bottom corner. Oh, didn't mean to let go of it, it's okay. So very slightly we're going to stretch it down to here. It helps to have your glove on at this point. I have mine on. It's just hard to get a grip on the film. Okay, I don't want to stretch it too much, like I said. Up here, we're going to lift the film and get all this extra material out, all this extra slack right up here. Take my glove off because again, I'm not able to get a good grip on the film. There we go. Don't want to put my hands behind the areas that's going to be touching the actual light. I'm just leaving my hand there, adding a little heat, and not really pulling on the film very much. I'm gonna get some of those wrinkles out. Pull back slightly more. There we go, we gotta get this out. So again, I'm just leaving tension on it with my hands, not pulling on it. There we go. You can see it all kind of just go away. It's a good opportunity to use your squeegee. And so now I haven't stretched to this upper corner where it was failing. I'm gonna end up going all the way through right now. Let's do that. There's a little notch here for the casting point where they actually cast the molds for taillights. So you'll see sometimes they have 2 or 3 of them in there. Cool. This is all looking good. What we're gonna do now is we can cut on our tape. It's difficult to see the tape because the film is actually quite dark. If you're not comfortable doing this, put down more layers of tape. That'll prevent you from cutting through, although it's still possible. Just don't push hard when you're doing this. We're just using the blade to kind of graze along the edge, graze along the film here. We don't need to add a ton of pressure with our blade though. As we get lower here, it's okay. I'm just gonna cut this off. There we go. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start laying the film into the recessed area that's running around it. That's the other tricky part. For this, I'm gonna use a harder edge squeegee, which is my gold one here. This guy right here. I find that that might help me be able to lay the film into that recess. So I'm gonna heat and shrink everything right now. That's what I want to happen because I don't want it to shrink after it's been pushed into this recessed area. As you can see, I'm working the film right into this recessed area and not bridging a gap. Bridging the gap will 100% lead to the film lifting out of the gap. It will get really tricky around here at the ends, but we'll get it. Good. Our top area can now be shrunk down and squeegee to the edge. Again, we want to just counteract these wrinkles here, so just by pulling slightly to the opposite direction, they go away. I'm going to continue to work the film into this air channel going all the way around. Then in order to do this, we have to lift the film up and off and then lay the slack in, and then we're good. This just takes a bit of finesse when it comes to doing this. Material handling is very important. Again, if you're really struggling with it, like I said, you can do a seam. You can use knifeless tape, and you can do a seam in as a separate piece. It's not that it will look worse or that bad at all. Trust me, I've done seams on taillights before where we've had to, and before I learned how to lay in, just tighten all that up. Just want that to all be nice and relaxed. So I'm just gonna get the bottom in here. But yeah, I've done seams on taillights before I actually learned how to wrap them more in one piece. Again, my skill level and yours in the beginning might be a little bit different. So, you know, you can always try to push the limit, but you always got to be prepared to fix any problems that might happen from pushing the limit. That's how you learn though. Cool, so that's all looking good along the bottom. Very happy with it. I'm gonna finish it off. Get it right down to the bottom edge now. Trying to stay out of your way. little air bubble there. Let's get that.
Some of you are risk takers and some of you are not. It kind of separates the ones who learn and the ones who don't. So, you know, if you're doing this on your own set of lights, why not try it in one piece? What do you got to lose? A piece of vinyl and some time? Really, in the end, you do get a bit of a better finish. But opportunity for failure. So keep that in mind. I'm just going to finish up the bottom corner over here. Have to do a little 3D stretch over there. This is tricky on this corner. Got it. Of course we got it. So I've got a little tension with the bottom edge here. I'm going to trim that off so I can get the corner over here done better. Good. I'm going to use my tucking tool to get in there really nicely. Get it nice and around. I think we're good. All right, all that top edge is looking good. We'll be trimming this out shortly. Bottom edge is looking good. We just got to lay into this area right here, that last recessed area. It's the tricky part. Try to figure out which way I need to stand, stay out of the camera. I'm going to try and come back over here. And obviously I don't want to break the film, so it's a little bit cool in here, so I'm just going to warm it slightly. Pull the film back to the actual recessed edge and start laying in as soon as I can get the film back enough. Cool. This is the harder edge right here. You can quite get it back. There we go. Look behind it, see where I'm at. This is where a lot of finesse will come into play. It's just really, truly taking your time when it comes to doing this. Work the film back out once we get it. It's looking good. I don't want to stretch the film back out. I just want to kind of work it back out. I have to kind of roll it back over. You see, I'm just using little bits of heat. If I use too much heat, that's a problem. We might burn the film, we might leave glue lines, that sort of thing, so we got to keep that in mind. Again, I don't want to stretch the film out. I want to mold it out. Cool. Just about there. And we're done. All right, so I'm going to trim it and then show you it. Let's do that. When it comes to trimming it, we're just going to trim it on the edge of the light. We don't need to go any more than that. Keep in mind, these are taillights, they're plastic, nothing is perfect about them. even when the car manufacturer makes them. So we're going to trim right on the top edge. I know there's no tension here because there's no wrinkles pulling back when I heat it. If I saw wrinkles, that would be a problem. Then I would know that I had tension leading to the edge. We don't want that. Looking very closely and very carefully. Always ensuring I'm in the right place when I cut and I've got full coverage, or as much coverage as I need in this situation. Okay, so I've got a little tighter on the bottom there. Let's find a better place for our blade. Come back through. A little excess there, let's just trim that out. There we go. We can run this out right here to that edge, and then we're going to finish off this edge right here. Now the shop that was having a problem with doing these, could they have wrapped around the edges and maybe it would have helped? Yeah, probably it might have helped. It's always a possibility. Okay, now that we've done all the cut, we have to go over everything with heat. And this is a true test now to also see if there's any pullback. So all the film is going down properly. It looks good. It's not pulling back. You can see it moving as I heat it. I'm going to throw the glove back on. It's a good time to use it. Since this edge is very exposed, I'm able to actually use my fingers. The fitment of the light itself isn't very tight to the car on the top side. All right. Got one little air bubble over here, so I'm just going to poke it out. I have an air release tool for that. Let's go across the bottom. Make sure that's all tight. And that's it. So I'll take you for a little tour. So we can see the recessed area here. We want to lay into that. Very important. Same thing over here. We try not to stretch into these areas too much as there's a higher chance for failure. Again, we have this edge on the bottom here, which I laid into, and then shrunk the film and let it kind of contract down and around the rest of the light itself. But all in all, it looks pretty good. And that's it. I hope this video was informative and helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to give the video a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more videos. And don't forget to check out my new website, ckwraps.com, for exclusive content, giveaways, that sort of thing. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Take care.